Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, here's something you might not know about me. I would very much like it if I could insert myself into some reality TV star drama, because that's just who I am as a person. I like to get involved in things that have nothing to do with me for a laugh. So on Made in Chelsea, I know I said I wouldn't watch it anymore, but I ended up watching the Corsica series, and actually it was very, 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 very dramatic. This girl called Inga was dating this guy called Sam Prince for ages, and they lived together and stuff, and then they broke up because it wasn't working out, and her friend Yaz immediately gets with Sam Prince. And I mean, the language that they were using, there was definitely something always there, like maybe we'd gotten a little bit inappropriate with each other, or it sounds a bit like an emotional affair. Of course, my headcanon, these are real people with real lives, and I'm like, my conspiracy theory is that they already shagged, like whilst Inga and Sam were together, and I've got nothing to base that on. If I get sued by someone who's so much more richer than me, I don't care. That would be hilarious for my career. I'm clearly someone who does not give a shit. Look at my new mugs from the podcast. I've got a podcast channel. Check that out. Check my merch site out. And follow me on Instagram. Might just follow you back. So when the series aired, it kicked off all on social media about this. Made in Chelsea, the Instagram account, had to take down the trailer that they'd put up because
There's still an emotion out there.
Yasmin.
Living life on the edge.
Shut up. I don't want to listen to you yet. Shut the... Like, what are you... Fucking computer. Okay. Yasmin got so much hate and trolling. They always call it trolling when sometimes it's just criticism. Reality TV stars and mainstream vloggers love to paint any and all criticism of their actions that they do publicly as, oh, it's just hate and it's just trolling and you got no life and la la la. And it's like the Alfie Days and the Made in Chelsea lot. They want all the benefits of being influencers and being famous on TV, you know, all the sponsorship deals and opportunities that come with it. But they want none of the other side of it, which is criticism. And look, like a lot of criticism and trolling is unfounded or just mean. I'm not here to like make fun of anyone's appearance or anything, so why the hell would I want to do that? A lot of trolling online is about that, but then you get people who just, you know, want to say their piece about the media that they are consuming, and I fall in that camp. Especially when, for more context, if you've seen Made in Chelsea, for some reason Inga is someone that's just been bullied by the other girls, like for the past 2 years that she's been on the show. It's really quite weird because it's like, where does all this animosity come from? It's like the other girls don't like her. So anyway, I'm going to do a bigger mega video about reality TV stars making podcasts, because I have some things that I could just say right now. Like, some are fine. Me trying to think of some that are fine. I'm sure there are some out there that are fine. I guess all I'll say is most are not fine though. Most are... But the podcast that I'd like to go over today is Emily Blackwell. She's also from Made in Chelsea, obviously. She's made a new podcast called the Mother Half podcast, which she does with her mum. Her mum's never been on Made in Chelsea. I guess if anything, it's the USP. I've not seen this yet. I saw some people complaining about this episode though, because Emily doesn't like Inga for reasons no clue. And Emily got Yaz. This is also like petty and ridiculous. Like, it's petty that I'm even making this video. Like, why am I doing this for content? Who knows? Emily doesn't like Inga because Inga and Emily were never friends, but Inga might have snogged one of Emily's ex-boyfriends, and that's why, even though it's literally a show where everyone is just sleeping with each other's exes or partners. Which is funny because it's almost like it's trying to be British aristocracy, because that's what the elites do. No one told Princess Diana that yes, Charles was going to continue shagging around outside of their marriage. It's just what the upper classes do. And original Made in Chelsea did have people like not in the same circles but adjacent circles, whereas now to get on Made in Chelsea you just need like maybe one rich dad and a bunch of... Well, that sounds so snobby. Like that, like some of the newer Made in Chelsea cast members just have a bunch of pre-existing followers on social media. So anyway, whatever. Let's just get on with it. I'm sick of this.
I acted on just living life on the edge, and I wish I didn't live life on that edge.
Already, I'm embarrassed. You can't live life on the edge because your parents pay for everything. Oh, that's why I'm doing this, so I could just be a bitch. Got it.
Welcome to Emily Blackwell's Mother Half podcast, me being the mother half of this podcast.
You're so good at that.
Be nice.
Can we firstly say that we've got the beautiful Yaz
Cheers.
from Made in Chelsea, fresh on the back of what went down in Catholic Town. I binged it.
Did you?
Oh, I was walking around my kitchen. 1 minute I was crying. The next minute I was going, oh.
I was crying at that.
Obviously, off the back of it all airing and everything, because you were worried about when you were panicking. You were like, oh my God, everyone is going to hate me.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so much shit.
You're on a TV show that's open to like so many people have so many passionate opinions about everything. And I was so nervous calling Emily. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dreading for it to come out.
Yeah, sure. People might slag you off online, but then you'll be able to do like Pretty Little Things sponsorships for maybe $5,000 a piece. 75,000 Instagram followers. You won't get $5,000, but you can get like a little decent amount. So, you know, like ups and downs, really.
If you don't watch Made in Chelsea,
yeah.
they all flew out to Corsica.
Who is watching this podcast who doesn't watch Made in Chelsea? Like, sorry, babes. Like, no one's going to click on it unless they're aware of Emily from Made in Chelsea. Come on. I need to be nice. I'll tell you what's bothering me a little bit, right? This is going to be like the most gatekeeping thing I'm ever going to say. But who do these reality TV stars think they are? Coming over here onto the internet and stealing all the internet space. Like, is it not enough that you get to be on TV and have a bunch of Instagram followers and make money that way? Is that not enough? No, they have to start making podcasts. They have to start doing YouTube videos, yada, yada, yada. They don't realise that they've already got the better end of the stick, better end of the deal, right? Because if you are a TV star, you don't have to be plugged into the online world at all. You can have someone who does your social media for you. Unless you're like looking up your name on Twitter, you don't need to know what anyone's talking about regarding you ever. You don't need to know. You can be completely cut off from the matrix, which is the dream, really. But if you work on the internet, you have to deal with everyone being crazy all of the time. So what is it? Do they just want to get their opinions out there? Did they, not talking about these girls, but just like they, amorphous blob in general, do they feel that they're so entertaining they need the other? Because some of them, I can see it, you know, Sam and Pete not Pete Wentz, what's his name, the Essex one, that bloke, I quite like him. Got Spencer Matthews, he loves himself. And I tried to listen to Spencer and Vogue's, I should save this for the other video, but I've tried to listen to Spencer and Vogue's podcast, and it's like, my God, man, he thinks so much of himself, like, So if I'm already a little bit irate, it's mainly that. Man, you stick to your corners.
Liv and Tristan, two favourites on the show, had split up about 3 weeks before. There was a lot of chemistry between you and Tristan. Yeah. I really like that.
Babe, I've seen more chemistry in this glass of water than I have with Tristan with anyone else ever. Boring. Like most of the men on the show, gives nothing.
In slides Sam, he splits up with Inga, and there's obviously been a bit of chemistry, or we're led to believe there's chemistry between you and Sam, and you have a little kiss.
Do you really think it was just a kid though? It's Made in Chelsea, they're always shagging around, come on.
Just before you flew out, you had lost your gorgeous nanny, so obviously you were riddled with grief.
Yeah, I think that it all happened, you know, before I came to Corsica, and I was actually thinking about not going to Corsica. I was like, do you know what? I probably don't want to go, but then I always knew, my grandma always said, like, you have to just go on with life. Like, you have to do you. And she also knew how excited I was to go to Corsica. So I was like, I'm still going to go. It will be great to probably distract me a bit. I had some time to kind of process the whole situation. And it sounds bizarre, but I almost went out there and I was like numb to everything. I was like, do you know what? It's like I didn't care about anything.
It's a funny one, isn't it? When it comes to grief, because I believe one should always maintain the perspective every single day that one day you are going to die and everyone you love is going to die. In a couple 100 years, no one's going to remember. Maybe people will be watching this in 1,000 years' time. Everything is temporary, but then it's incredibly, it would be self-centered to have that perspective and go, so I'm not going to care about anything, so I'm going to go shag my friend's newly split up ex. Do you know what difficult. Apparently she shows absolutely no more remorse throughout this podcast as well. So I think like I'm already jumping ahead of the gun a little bit, but it would be fine to have this perspective and be like, oh, but I am sorry. There's none of that.
I didn't think about anything.
You was having your best life.
Yeah, too
front
much
of
of
a
my
camera.
best life, which became my worst nightmare.
Also, if that's true, if she was, you know, in this really fragile emotional state, the issue that like I find with reality TV that crops up time and time again for me is what the hell are the production team doing then? Like, if someone's just had a bereavement, why would you then stick them on a show where there's loads of drama and shouting and shove a bunch of cameras in their face? Because we've gotten better with that. You know, we're realising that people on reality shows are actually human beings with emotions. Public's gotten a little bit better with that because people did commit suicide. Like in the past 10 years, people have because of, you know, reality TV and whatnot. So really, if she was numb and grieving and more likely to make silly mistakes, then production probably should have stepped it up a little notch, because they've cared enough now after the fact, now that it's all done and dusted, to get rid of the trailer because of all the online hate that Yaz was getting. But where's the preemptive action, you know? And you know what? Like, I stopped watching Made in Chelsea because I thought this when Mabel was pregnant. I thought, why the hell have production allowed like this pregnant lady to be on this show where she's always yelling at people, other people are always yelling at her back? Okay, it might be entertainment opiate for the masses, well, the people that watch Made in Chelsea, but that the cortisol increasing cannot be good for that little fetus. You know, I thought that even then, like, sure, okay, it's Mabel's choice, but surely in the line of production with Channel 4 and E4, someone should step in. It's produced by Monkey Kingdom, I think, and I only know that because I was an extra on it once. Someone should have been like, is this the right thing to do, considering we have a pregnant woman?
It's hard because when you're out there, there's a small group to film with. So you're often put in situations and scenes, and because there's a small group and you're all hanging out, you're filming with Inga quite a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, you then claim to be best friends. And the truth is, you've never been, and I said this to Yaz when she rang me, and I said, ultimately, Yaz, she isn't your best friend, and she never has been your best friend. And if she was,
I wouldn't have done
you
that.
would never have done it.
I mean, I think it's obvious that they weren't exactly best friends, but recently I watched like some slightly older episodes of Made in Chelsea, but like only a season or two ago, and they've definitely been friends and have been hanging out for a few years since, well, what, 2 or so years, whenever Yaz got on the show. So you can't really rewrite history and be like, well, we were never friends, and if we were friends, I wouldn't have shagged. I don't believe it was a kiss. Like, no way. I'm gonna get sued. I love it.
Like, this is one thing, it's very hard when everyone's like backlashing with me, like, you're not a girl's girl, you're not, you know, how could you do this to your best friend? And it's like, I'm not being funny, and I don't hate to say that, but unfortunately we weren't best friends.
No.
Of course we were friends, and it's still, you know, I wish I never went about that situation the way I did, but it's hard when the best friend card is being thrown around.
Okay, so you were friends. Literally just, do you know what? All of these people's problems would be solved if they just dated a little bit outside the SW3 postcode. I've just ruined Made in Chelsea. Like, if I was in charge of Made in Chelsea, it would just go downhill so quickly because I'd force them to, I don't know, go to Hackney for a night and meet someone there. Some shagging each other's boyfriends and girlfriends.
I did feel for Inga around the dinner party.
Doubt.
However, the one part of me that didn't make me feel sorry for her was that everyone is very quick to forget scenarios that she has that she has done. One of them being a couple of series ago when her and Sam were on a break, but they were still talking every single day. She went on a date with another one of the cast members, Harvey, I think it was.
Harvard.
And she ended up in bed with him that night. And then the same day went back into bed with Sam.
Oh, it's so petty. It's so petty. It's gross. She really thinks that she's doing something here. I think Emily's a mean girl. And regardless, what are you saying? You're saying that about Sam Prince. Sam Prince was cheated on every single girl that he's ever publicly or like not publicly been with. No, he used to date Lottie Moss and he cheated on her a bunch of times too. So what, are you saying that in defense of oh, how could she do that to Sam Prince? Because no one gives a shit. Come on. She's only saying that because she just likes to talk about Harvey, which is like, Harvey is baffling. You've never seen a more monotonous person on reality TV inexplicably get so many women. It is baffling. And plus, Harvey and Sam aren't close friends. So she's being nasty. Not very nice.
Whether she slept with both of them that day, I don't know.
If you don't know what happened, what are you talking about then? And you can't justify someone's behavior by being like, oh, well, a year or so ago, do you remember when that person did that? Like, you are responsible for your own behaviors regardless of what other people get up to. So you can't really justify it that way.
Are these people all forgetting the shit they've done? Because personally, I would have sat around that dinner table and gone, you're all a bunch of hypocrites. Yes, you didn't go about it the right way, and yes, it is a bit rogue.
It's all very
But,
rogue.
you know, if someone was to be like...
I lost my mind. I'm still processing it. I'm like sat here in silence, like, what have I done? What am I talking about?
Take a sip.
Yes, it was brilliant. As a big fan of the show, and as I was gripped watching it.
It was quite good TV. Like, that's why I started watching it again.
You know one thing you did, right, which I do respect. You did, when people asked you the questions, you didn't lie.
No, I was almost too truthful, like in the sense of like people asked me like, did you share a same bed? I was like, yes, I did, but I actually didn't do anything with him in the whole entire time of being in Corsica. Like, we did just kiss. And I think people are speculating like, oh my gosh, you've done this.
Yeah, because we've all seen the show.
You know, I didn't have my family there, or it was I was just out here filming a TV show with my friends. And I mean, what can you do? I'm 24 years old and I'm put some gorgeous guys in front of me.
I'd
I
have
was single on holiday.
Personally, I'd have wrestled down somebody else.
I know, but then you forget that it goes out on national TV.
You don't forget, there's cameras everywhere, and like, oh, how much could I say? They have to, shots are redone. In any type of filming, shots are redone. Things are gone over. Production might change their mind. I guess that's all I'll say, but like, come on. You know that it's going to go out on national TV. You know how like you're going to appear. And if you don't like it, then do you know what? Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Don't become an influencer afterwards and don't get all the benefits that come with it. You can't. When it comes to reality TV, where you are putting a snapshot of your life out there, you can't have it both ways. And do you know what these people always say? Miles from Made in Chelsea, he said this several times, that it's edited in a certain way and people are only seeing a small part of me and my life and then they're judging on that. And it's like, yes, but then you've been on the show for several years now. You know how it works. If you don't like it, and thus all the benefits that come with it, stop doing it. Hey, if they're editing you to look like a dick, maybe stop being a dick. Talking about Miles, not talking about Yaz though. I'm not going to call Yaz a dick. But comes across as a dick. Maybe if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, maybe it's a dick.
Probably Sam should have been getting more of the shit.
I got all the wrath.
I don't know why. That baffles me, and that happens a lot. They go for the girls.
Because in this case, they were friends, so you'd kind of expect your friend to not jump on your ex as soon as they're single. You know, if it's like a married man has an affair with someone who's totally unrelated to his friend group and his wife, then the majority of the ire should be levied at the married man because it was his responsibility to stay married and stay committed, right? But that's not to say that the other woman is totally blameless, especially though sometimes blokes will lie. They will lie and be like, I'm single, and they're not, and they've got like whole girlfriends that they live with. Like shit that happens quite frequently. But wait, and there's huge irony in Emily saying that because she doesn't like Inga because Inga might have shagged or at least snogged Harvey. Why is she having a go at Inga for that? Should she not be having a go at Harvey for that? Like, these people, their principles and morals just fall apart. That's why I like it.
Sam is the root cause and the problem. Not, yeah, okay, you are friends with Inga, so maybe you should have said to her in some kind of way.
Me and Inga were already like not really speaking at this point.
I wonder why. Why weren't you speaking? Because you were hanging out with Sam. Like, we've all seen the show.
I think it's more of a taboo when a woman does it or something.
It should be taboo when anyone fucking does it regardless of gender, but there you go. But then that doesn't like, being like, oh, it's more taboo if a girl does it. You can't turn it into a feminism issue if your behavior is still bad, you know? Like, stop misusing feminism. Emily Pankhurst did not die for this. She didn't jump in front of a horse for this. Was she the one that jumped in front of a horse? One of them did.
But Sam had just come out of the relationship.
Yeah.
Sam was the one that should have looked after her. He shouldn't have been schmoozing you, you beauty.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm trying to be nice because I want to be nice to people's mums.
You're there 24 hours a day. You're cooking with them. You're clean. Like, you're doing... It's like living in a
Uni house,
uni house.
but a very rich uni.
Yeah. Yeah, not like
A really,
uni
really
house.
nice uni house.
Yeah, that's right. You're all a bunch of brats. You're all a bunch of privileged brats. Okay, the thing that gets me the most about Made in Chelsea is all of these people are the products of some of the finest educations this country has to offer. Very privileged positions. And they use none of it. It's crazy.
Do you have staff working in the villas when you guys do an away episode?
It depends where, but like in the villa that I stayed in the last week, there happened to be a couple living there just to like look after the villa. But it's not in Bali. I mean, we got treated like
In Bali, we had, often on the away trips, we don't. We do our own cooking, we do our own washing.
Congratulations, you do your own washing. Wow. Not me, who asked my boyfriend to do all the washing because I don't like the washing machine. It's just it's in a cramped room and I don't want to have to squat down to put stuff in a washing machine. It's just annoying.
So this is a day in the life of a boy of Made in Chelsea, aka Miles Nazir. He wakes up, goes to the gym and spends about 4 hours in the gym with Julius or whoever it was at the time. They come back, they cook 1,200 pounds worth of eggs, I'm pretty sure it must have been.
Yeah.
And just leave their grubby eggs everywhere. And then they just don't ever clean up and there's just crap all over the kitchen. And then Mrs. Muggins over here has to put on her cleaning gloves and I'm the one that cleans everything up. And then because they got used to me cleaning it, they thought, oh, Emily will do it. I'll leave all my stuff here.
Then grow up and stand up for yourself and don't clean for these boys who you ain't... I won't clean up for my mates. Are you joking?
because in Corsica, I lived half the time with Miles and Temps, and they were almost. I have to say, they were kind of like the dads of the house.
Temps, because his name's Temps, this newest member. I think his real name's David. His name's Temps because his Instagram handle is like Temptation or whatever. So they all call him Temps. And I'm sorry, but like, and this, I know what I'm talking about because I got a YouTube name that's Aleezy Yeezy, for Christ's sake. That's embarrassing. He seems like a nice enough guy though.
They were very sweet, and then obviously I moved out the villa, went into the other villa. It was two whole different experiences. Like the two villas couldn't be further apart from different people. I lived with Rez and Harvey in the second half, and they're all very different boys. The second one, it was a lot bigger. There was a lot more of us in that villa, and Inga wasn't really in the villa. Like, you know, she's like, I'm under the roof of that villa. She wasn't there.
Oh, so that's totally fine then. If she's not around, it's fine to jump on your mate's ex. Okay.
But people seem to think that they know everything. They're like, you did this, you did that. I'm like, hang on a minute. Were you there? Like, I don't think you were. And it's like,
forget.
people forget also that we were there for 6 weeks and everything aired within 5 days. It's like, you've seen 5 hours of a 6-week trip.
Yeah, it's true.
Didn't I just say, they always say this, but like, you know, that's how reality TV works. You'll get filmed for like 10 hours at a time and maybe 30 minutes if you're lucky if that footage is going to get utilized. Like, but you know that's signing on. At this big age, we've all watched reality TV. Like, don't do it then.
The thing is, everyone was so quick to jump down my throat. I was like, hang on a minute. Everyone has done something bad on that dinner table.
What kind of justification is that? I've done bad things. She's done bad things. Emily's mum. Not going to tell someone's parent off. She's probably an angel. But so what? There's levels, there's severity. There's something called redemption as well. Like, you can do bad things and still go on to be a good person, but then you have to just recognize that you've done bad things in the first place and own it and just be like, I did this. I'm not going to try and justify it and move on. Not be like, well, you've done a bad thing too. We've all fucking done bad things, babe. Chill out.
It's like a circle of life on Made in Chelsea. There's no girl code, there's no boy code, there's no nothing code. It's like we're all out, we're all here together and we're all going to basically...
Make great TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think
E4.
I must admit though, it's been a bloody great. I am. Mum messaged me yesterday being like, I've watched the whole of Corsica. I'm gutted you weren't in it. It was such a good series.
Yeah, it was. It was good. You made it for me, Yaz. I don't
Did
care.
I? Oh.
I thought it was brilliant.
Like, I don't see it. I don't get it. These people need the scandals and the drama because, like, most of them just don't have the personality to back themselves up, if not for the drama. That's really mean, but it's true.
Have you had much trolling? I just want to tell you about. I've been trolled.
Mum's had her first
you?
troll,
I had my
everyone.
first troll.
Why?
Yeah. Well, Miss Yoga Pants said
That was her name.
God, I've had a lot of
said
rant.
it would be a really lovely pod or a really nice pod if the mother stopped begging for freebies and followers, which I do unashamedly. And then she said, "You melt."
What did I just say? I'm a psychic. I swear. I'm Nostradamus, but assumingly with better hair. That rhymed as well. That's not trolling. That is not God, even these people's trollings are quite privileged. Trolling is faceless people on Twitter sending you crap every single day, or sending you death threats, or trying to dox you, or actually doxing you, or making up mad shit about you and it getting believed, or on the much lighter end of the scale, calling you ugly or calling you fat. You know, not, oh, it'd be nice if you just stopped asking for freebies. Like, because that's a fair enough statement. The YouTube channel for this only has about 1,000 followers. The Instagram has like 5,000. Yeah, you're not going to get freebies yet. And nor should you be so entitled that you expect freebies. Also, your child is on Made in Chelsea, which is about the upper classes of England. And you're begging for freebies. It's like when someone with 1 million followers gets given free pizzas and donuts and stuff. The people who can afford to buy themselves pizza, you're going to give it to them for free, because I know it's an exchange of, but some people get free stuff and they don't promote it. I remember that Zoella, she did like this clearing out vlog, and she had this second office that was just full of PR packages just sent to her that most of them she'd never opened. It was just boxes and boxes and boxes. Most of them she'd certainly never showcased on her Instagram because she had so many. So it's like, she can afford to get her own makeup. You, whatever you're trying to beg, Domino's maybe, you can afford to get the Domino's. If I don't get freebies, none of these people are getting freebies.
I don't understand the concept of trolling. I'm like, could I actually envision myself sitting behind my keyboard being like, I'm gonna make this person feel horrible?
Just don't. Oh my God. You know, when I retire from YouTube, I feel like I should be a social media advisor to people. Step one, just don't read it then. Don't look at, if you're on Instagram, why are you looking through your message requests anyway? Why would you do that? Especially if you've been on a reality TV show where people are giving you shit. Why would you then look through your message? Don't bother. Just don't look. Just block it up.
I got such an awful one the other day. So I put love heart emojis on the new trailer for the Made in Chelsea thing, and someone goes, "Oh, go away, Emily Blackwell. You're so fake and irrelevant, muscling in with your inane emojis in an attempt to be relevant and notice. Go away, you silly person." So I just replied going, "Sending you lots of love and happiness."
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, thanks. How sweet. Right back at ya, silly woman." I was like, that is brilliant. But you just think,
What goes through their mind?
They just want to wind you up, or sometimes people just want attention and actually they like you and they're just, again, trying to get a reaction out of you. It's not hard to work out the psychology of sometimes people are a bit miserable and want other people to feel bad. Sometimes they think it's the only way that they can get attention. Sometimes tone isn't conveyed properly over text and someone might seem like they're being harsh, but actually they're just making a joke in the way that is subjective to them and how they say things. There's a myriad of reasons, and I'm sorry, but you guys with your education, can you not put like some of your education it's such a sore point for me. But yeah, it's not hard to understand the psychology. And plus, does it matter? Just ignore it. Get a life.
to be fair, she's got 8 likes on her comments, so 8 people do think that about me.
I'm 7 of them.
And I said this actually to someone that's actually in the public eye. I don't want to name and shame, but I
go
saw
on.
that they entertained, a comment on social media about me, and I private messaged them And I said, hang on. I was like, you're in the public eye. You know what it's like to be on a TV show like this. And why would you entertain a troll? And I got a message with an emoji of a heart face being like, don't text me again.
Because they didn't like you, clearly. Again, where's the education? Why can't you like suss out people very well? I don't understand. They obviously just didn't like you. And, you know, just because you're in the public eye with someone else doesn't mean that they need to like you.
The thing is, it says everything
How
about
rude.
them and nothing about you. That's what you have to remember. Anybody who's taking time out of their day to try and make you feel bad, something has resonated in them.
People always say this as well, but sometimes when you see people behaving badly on TV or on social media, and we have there's access to social media sites, sometimes when you see, I hate that. It says more about them than, if they're turning around and just being like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, if they're just insulting you, then fine, whatever, just ignore that. But if people are being like, oh no, I don't really like that you did this thing so publicly, you know, made a mockery of someone else's relationship so publicly, that's not saying more about them. It's a response based upon your actions in the first place. There's no sense of responsibility. I don't understand why they're coddling her so much. I'm only 24. So? Stop being coddled. I wasn't coddled at 24. Look what it's done. Life is drained out of my eyes.
I actually got into a little conversation with my little haters on my DMs. And now we became friends.
Oh, I like that. You
Yeah.
turned it around. Please
Turn it around. I was like, come on, let's talk it out. Why do you hate me? Come on, what do you think about me? And he's like,
What
I
did
just
they
think you
say?
should have done that. You did this. And I was like, hang on. I was like, I didn't sleep with Sam, by the way. And he goes, oh, well, it's made to seem like you have. And I was like, well, I haven't. And he goes, well, you're such a lovely girl.
And he goes, so it was a guy. Why do you think that a guy is turning around saying, well, you're such a lovely girl then? Come on, good Lord.
They do that a lot. You comment back to them and then they reply really nicely.
I would not, but I don't. My number one rule for social media now is just don't interact with other people. Can't be asked, mate. I would double down. I'd be like, I don't like you. I don't like your hair. I wouldn't say that. I would, actually.
Okay, so out of the cast, because the listeners will want to hear this, I've said it all. I've already said it, my ones. Who are your favourites? Who are your least favourites? I think your least favourites.
My least favourites. Say it, Izzy, but she's not on the show. Can't really
say Izzy, Inga.
Why is Emily still trying to bring up Inga to drag her? I feel bad for Inga because I feel like no one is ever on her side, and if they are, they aren't for long. I feel bad for her. Like, these people are just slagging off on their cast members on this podcast. Just a bit rude, really.
Oh no, I can't say Izzy's not on the show.
And
Has she come off?
Yeah, but she's just, I've some actions of her that's been going on I just don't really agree with.
she's not been on the show for ages now.
She's not been on for ages, no. Well, she might have been the one that entertained
The trolls.
trolls.
Yeah.
She's the one that I actually texted.
Oh, and you said, whoa.
I said, whoa. I was like, hang on, someone that's in the public eye.
Oh, that's a bit low blow.
But the girls were doing low blows. Like the girls were uploading TikToks.
There was a lot of low blows, actually, that's got removed.
How have they turned her into a victim? She gets with her friend's ex like a day after they broke up. And now suddenly she's the victim when the friends of the other girl want to support their friend. What is this?
If I
I
could say
think-
what's going on now, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I know.
Buckle up for season 26.
Is it
Season 26?
For 2026, isn't it? That's what it feels like.
It's coming out relatively soon.
This is boring. I'm done with it. It's just a lot of complaining, isn't it? Oh, where I get to be on a TV show and get so many benefits and opportunities that will arise from that. And I get sent to do these holiday seasons where, 6 weeks in Corsica on holiday. 6 weeks. But where I slept with an acquaintance's ex and then I got with my friend's ex. Where? Feel sorry for me. What a victim. And it's, I'll be wild here. It's fine if you've done bad things. I've done bad things. You've all done bad things. Come on, we've all done bad things, but you have to actually show remorse and show you've grown. There was not a single moment of that where she said, I feel bad for what I did to Inga and I'm sorry that I did that to you and we were friends. There was not a single moment. It was just justification. Well, they've all done bad stuff anyway, which if the bar is they've all done bad stuff, we're all going to be fucked. Because all of us have done like shitty things. It's just part of being human. It's the human experience. But you have to learn and grow from that. And there was none of that. It was just coddling. One of the comments said, I didn't mention this, an unbiased podcaster would have definitely brought up the fact she literally told Inga she would never go there and wasn't interested in Sam. That she was initially on Inga's side. That is true. She did do that, didn't she? What a liar. What a little victim. And oh no, I got a troll. Someone said, stop trying to beg for freebies. Where? That's the name of my podcast. That's the name of Prince Harry's book. One of these comments said, it's giving no accountability and victim mentality vibes. Own it and move forward. Said with love, not hate. I realise no one is perfect, but accountability is such a good trait to practice. Yeah, she's not going to learn or change or grow if she's just coddled. And it's, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. That's just not how... It's how you breed narcissists, I guess. Emily, you're clearly using your personal feelings towards Inga to justify Yaz's actions. Well, I'm glad that other people can see it. Emily, the irony is that you would hate Yaz if she did that to you or your friends. That's true. It's just a petty TV show. Why do I still watch it? Because it was quite a good holiday season. Will I keep watching it? I don't know. Maybe. That's all for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If one of your good mates broke up with their long-term boyfriend that they lived with, would you snog them within a few days? Not only that, but would you do it all on national TV where people can then form an opinion about it? And then would you complain that people are forming opinions about you jumping onto your mate's ex? See you guys next time. Bye.